Before we begin the video, I want to point out that the Pharos Expert line has changed names. Pharos Expert Control is now Pharos Express Control. Pharos Expert Touch is now Pharos Express Touch. And Pharos Expert Software is now called Pharos Express Software. Now, let's begin the video. Hello, my name is Ben Lee, and in this video, we're going to look at adding a touchscreen to our project. To do that, simply go up to the plus, select it, then go down to Devices. Under Devices, select the appropriate screen for the project. I'm using an 8-inch screen. We'll then place that screen on the canvas. After placing the screen, this wizard will come up and we're going to have to set the theme, the skin, pages, and other settings. So there are a number of themes to pick from. So I'll just select this one that's called Glass and then select Next. Then there's a number of skins. I kind of like this one, so I'm going to select that and do Next. If we select the project space, by default, basically all of our buttons that we could have on the screen are turned off. So if I want to give the ability to do scene recall, I would turn that on. We can also add the off scene. We can also do an intensity master for the scenes on the page. We can do a separate intensity master as well as intensity override. If we had tunable white fixtures, we can add an override for that. And then if we turn on color override, it will give us a color picker. We'll select Next. If we select the sprocket here for welcome, and we can choose things like showing the time and date, nothing, or specific image, and so forth. So I'll go ahead and commit to that. Down here for schedule, if we select schedule, from the screen, you'll be able to view schedules and turn them all on or off. Now I'll go ahead and select Next. If we wanted to require a passcode to unlock the screen, we could enable that. And finally, we'll click Finish. We can always make changes to our touchscreen by selecting it, then going up to the pencil and select the project settings that you want to change, whether you're adding buttons or taking buttons away. I want to note that you cannot do custom buttons. So if you wanted a button that was going to toggle between two scenes or something like that, or you wanted to put a button in a specific area of the screen, that is not supported. While it is kind of hard to see, you can simulate the touchscreen by selecting it and then coming up here to the play button and hit play. It will generate the simulation here. In the menu, if you select your space, you get your scene page with the intensity master that we put there. You also have the other intensity masters that we set up and our color picker. And you can simulate this live and watch it in real life on your DMX fixtures. To stop, we can just close the screen. Next, we should go ahead and select our expert and upload the project. Notice when I select the screen that there is no expert touch assigned. So next, we're going to need to set up the IP address in our screen and pair it to Pharos. At the touchscreen, select Settings in the lower left. In Settings, you're going to select Configure Network Settings. Here, if you don't have DHCP, unselect it and input a static IP, subnet, and default gateway. Then select Save. If you scroll down, there are more settings for brightness and screen orientation. Select Cancel in the upper right to exit settings. At this point, the Expert Touch should have a valid IP. So it's not a bad idea to open the command prompt and ping the IP address of the touchscreen. I am able to communicate with my screen. Next, we'll assign the touchscreen. We can see here that no expert touch is assigned to the device, so we're going to choose change device. It did find our touchscreen, and it also notes that there is a firmware update that needs to happen. So I'll select that and then commit. And then see here, it says the Expert Touch is running incompatible firmware. We'll go ahead and reload firmware and then select reload. And then finish. Notice it's saying the device is offline. The device is currently rebooting. And now it's online. Now go to the touchscreen and select settings in the lower left. And then notice at the top, the controller is not paired, so we're going to select pair with controller. It did discover a controller, so I'll select it. And then it tells us that we need to authenticate using the button or web interface. So select that. And we'll go to Pharos and hold the little black button for 5 seconds. The screen paired and loaded the project data. To navigate the screen, first select the 3 lines in the top left and then select spaces. The first page that shows up is your scene recall page with all of your scenes. It should be active now, so you could select scenes and see the change on your fixtures. You can adjust the intensity of the fixtures. On the right, we can select our intensity master page, as well as our intensity override page, our tunable white page, and our color picker. If we select the lines on the top left, we could select schedule and view our schedules page. If we select the top right button, it'll allow us to turn off the schedules or turn them back on. If we select settings, it will take us back to the settings page of the touchscreen. To change the name at the top, which is currently Project Space by default, simply click anywhere on the canvas. Over on the right, select the pencil and give the space a name. Then select Network, select your expert control, and upload the project. Now that name will be reflected on the screen. I hope this video was informative, and thanks for watching.